Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kanabo Group's channel, forefronting to be the largest European medical cannabis company. Joining us today, of course, is the Chief Executive Officer of you. Well, welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
And a
Happy
pleasure
to be here.
Pleasure to have you, man. So last time we spoke, we kind of got some ideas about the team, the board members, and yourself, and just kind of further expanding today. I really want to hone in on exactly what you guys are doing with Kanabo here, and just kind of breaking down the company. Now, for newer investors, you guys are involved in the R&D side of like CBD, and then you're also focused, obviously, on the medical cannabis front in these primary markets and the European market. And today, I just kind of want to break all these facets down. So for just newer investors, kind of give us that elevator pitch to these products first and foremost.
So the flagship product, I would say, for Kanabo is medicalizing vaporization. I mentioned before, we took the vaporization technology and created a device that is a meter dose device. Once in every inhalation gives you 1 approximately of a material. Not only that, we created unique formulations for a medical market. That means that these formulas are being produced in a pharmaceutical grade facility, EU GMP. These two are massive barrier to entries when you're entering the European market, UK, Israel, basically most of the markets that are not North American markets. You need to have a medical device in order to sell vape pens. You need to have production of pharmaceutical grade for the extracts, the oils, in order to bring them to the market. And we are working on additional delivery methods, again, ones that are not smoking or flowers, and they're unique, and we believe that we will launch these new products in the next several months.
Yeah, now to get some framework here, because a lot of people listening might be from the Western world here, where they're talking like the US or Canada, where obviously cannabis is treated a little bit differently, but because the European market is still relatively evolving on a few of these different facets, can you kind of just talk about the serviceable market there and exactly kind of what you see going on from like a political and kind of a regulation standpoint?
Okay, of course. Europe is different. It is acting different in both Canada and the US. It is fragmented, so that's maybe similar to state by state in the US. So it's country by country, but the medical market is growing extremely fast. By far, the biggest medical market in Europe is Germany. Obviously, Germany is already a significant market. Around 300 to 350 million euros a year size of market, but expected to be beyond $1 billion just in the next 2 years. So that's a significant market. And one of the interesting things in this market is that cannabis is covered by health insurance, not private, but public health insurance. That means that the price of selling cannabis products in Germany is the highest, but patients are paying less than you would pay in dispensaries in Canada or the US. So both are something that it's like really extremely interesting, because you have this huge margins selling cannabis products in Germany.
Yeah.
If we're looking on Israel is a very interesting market, growing extremely fast, although it's a small country. It's probably percentage-wise the biggest in medical cannabis prescriptions. It's have quite a vast history with medical cannabis, as everyone knows, both from research background and the first federally legal medical cannabis program in the world. And it seems that both these countries, Germany and Israel, are moving to the next stage of adult use markets. So Germany, it sounds like it's very definitive. The new coalition is moving forward with that. And in Israel as well, the supporting of a political frame there for adult use markets. And the last market I would just mention is the UK market. Smaller market compared to the other two, but a market where the regulation is extremely comfortable around the medical cannabis. Physician can prescribe, and you can import it under unlicensed medicine. So all the framework is an existing framework. It's not a unique framework for cannabis. And you see that as a medical market, it's probably the fastest growing medical market in the world. 300% last year, expected to do more than that this year. So the medical market here is growing quite fast.
So it's very serviceable. So it'll be neat to see kind of how this expands moving forward, considering the foothold that you guys are trying to get there. Now, just kind of rolling back a little bit to give newer investors kind of some insight, because you guys are relatively new to the markets from last year. Do you mind just offering some milestones from 2021, just some really big achievements that stuck out to you, just a framework where we're going from here?
Yeah. So until the beginning of 2021, Kanabo was really literally most of the work was going to R&D and development. We have the device we developed and registered as a medical device in Israel, ongoing registration as a medical device across Europe, extremely unique on that side, a huge barrier to entry to other companies. Since then, what happened in 2021 is commercialize of the product. We put together a production line for the platform, the device with cartridges for the wellness CBD market here in the UK. We built another production line for medical cannabis products in Europe, being already shipped into the UK and sold. We launched both the CBD line online and with 2 distribution partners in the UK and in Germany. And the last big milestone was we launched the first cannabis vape pen in Europe, in the UK, in September last year. So right now in the UK market, patients for the first time are able to get this as a prescription, as a medical prescription.
Yeah, so I feel like you guys are about ready to ramp up. And on that note, as we hit into 2022 here, is there anything that you're paying most attention to, or anything that you think the investors should be paying attention to as well, or just some insights you can offer on your guidance for this year?
Yeah, so the internal biggest milestone is entering the German market. That's the big milestone. After that, second half of the year, we're going to enter the Israeli market as well. Obviously expanding in the UK market, but entering these 2 very, very interesting, lucrative markets. This will happen with the final approval of the device. This device is a medical device across Europe, fast-tracked into Australia, South America, Canada. Most of the countries in the world, they have a fast track for a medical device that is a European medical device. But beyond that, we already announced on the first acquisition of Materia, and we're looking to solidify this acquisition. That means that we'll have processing facility in Malta, fully operational EU GMP facility that will be importing raw material around the world and basically being the entry point to Germany and the rest of Europe. In addition, the team has wholesale license and team in Germany, selling today to over 200 pharmacies in Germany. And I believe that another significant milestone will be an acquisition that will strengthen us very much here in the UK.
That's great to hear of you. I mean, these insights are absolutely incredible. It's kind of giving us that framework for Kanabo. So thanks so much for coming out today.
Thank you very much.
Such a pleasure. On that note, folks, I passed the question off to you. Let us know what you think in that comment section below. I feel like this company is just starting to blast off after kind of just building out the entire infrastructure for what we could probably see coming into a growth period here. And on top of that, for that news, as it comes down the wire, when we talk more about these acquisitions in the future, consider hitting that subscribe button. And on top of that, stay cool, stay awesome. And as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.